All right, my lovelies. I've whacked the exposure up because it's gone a bit dark. As you know, I can't go live yet. So we are going to do a collective message from the Ravens for twin flame, soulmate, romance, union. This is energetic. It's all on the inside. We've just had the full moon. My God, what a full moon that was. I mean, geez, it brought a lot to light. It brought up some stuff for clearing out, emotional stuff for clearing out. So we've got space. We're lighten a little bit. I personally feel a little bit lighter in here. So collective message from the Ravens, and I'll have to do a little bit of this on Instagram and then follow up on YouTube. I will post that this evening. 6 fucking hours it took for the last one. Protection of the highest level. What would the Ravens like us to know? We have the Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck. The Ace of Wands is like this healing fire energy about to start, the beginning of, so some healing has taken place and it's given us this wand that we can use in the world, either passing on that healing or using it for ourselves. So it's the beginning of, it's a magical tool. Let's see what fell out. 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups is a wish fulfillment. This is like, so like I say, we always do the work on the inside and then the 3D projects back to us. And this is, I have 9 cups. I have filled them with everything that makes me happy. And it's created this almost like dreams come true. You know, it's not relying on anything outside of ourselves to fill our own cup. And then the universe sort of goes, right, yeah, you know, you've done the work. You're in this energy of, I am fulfilled. I have filled 9 cups myself with things that I love and adore. I move from my heart space. This is literally, I only move from my heart space. So we'll get some more on that. 9 of Cups is a wish fulfillment with the Ace of Wands. Something coming in, passion, fire energy. Might be news coming in from outside. But I'm going to use these cards that I made myself to get a little bit deeper on this 9 of Cups wish fulfillment. Whereabouts is this wish fulfillment? 9 of Cups. Something that we've been manifesting. It's normally a manifestation. And it comes from, you know, saying no to things that aren't in alignment with you. 8 of Cups thing, inside, outside, anything that's not serving you moves us into the 9 of Cups. I've created space to bring in a manifestation. So this came up before, and there's the moon. This came up before. This is taking steps towards enlightenment. These are solid steps, 1 step at a time. This is not something that happens overnight. This is something that might have been going on for a long time, having to clear out emotionally, but it's heading towards enlightenment, and it's like a gateway, a doorway. We don't actually know what's on the other side of that, but it is, let me count these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and there's 3 at the top, but at the 9 there seems to be this like level space, but it's moving into, from doing shadow work, into a space of light, into enlightenment about what it is that we want from our Nine of Cups, what it is that we expect from our Nine of Cups. And this was a lot of reflection work. So that moon, it was the beaver moon, wasn't it? But it was a super moon, and it shone a light on something that was underneath, buried, brought up to the surface. I don't know if it was, I think it was just around the full moon. Halloween it was. I dropped a load of wood on my head and I had like this proper breakdown. But actually, it needed to come out, it needed to come to the surface, and this is what has happened. And then all this growth, which is what it is, you know, comes up from releasing what no longer serves us. I'm going to go to the romance cards. See if we can get a little something. Like I say, these are collective, and there's a lot. We are working as a collective at the moment. And a lot of us are doing the inner work so that we can come into union within ourselves and then attract what it is that, you know, our Nine of Cups. Our Nine of Cups is going to be different from you know, from person to person, depending on what work we've done on the inside. So where is this Nine of Cups? These are progress forwards, steps being taken towards enlightenment, about possibly what our Nine of Cups looks like. But it's definitely a manifestation, dreams come true, wishes coming true. And that seems to have had a shift around that full moon. It may be emptying some cups. When we talk about shadow work as well, people seem to think that it's some kind of negative, you know, oh, sitting in the dark and all this business. It's not. It's just facing those aspects that we've been told aren't good enough, you know, and integrating them into ourselves, you know, but facing them, facing our fears, facing our insecurities, releasing ego, knowing our worth, and dismantling. This is what this feels like, dismantling patterns, or thought processes, or just things that we've been told. You know, we're kind of programmed into thinking we meet one person and we spend the rest of our lives. But in this time, on this planet right now, we're clearing out like old attachments, old marriages, old karmas, meeting soulmates, and clearing out, you know, wrongdoings. Where's this Nine of Cups? Oh, we got two. So we got wedding. So maybe me saying like, oh, clearing out those old attachments. They could have been past contracts that we had with people that we were married to. But there is wedding at the bottom. Now children came out upside down. So this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner that you seek. This could be the one. But children came out upside down. So there we have the, oh, bit of a shine here. You've already met them. So it could actually be somebody that's, you know, in your, I don't know why children came upside down. Your love life is being affected by children. So maybe it's not. Maybe it was. But that blocking stepping stone, whatever you want to call it, has been shifted. maybe what I'm getting is that somebody was saying, you know, or using or putting children in front of, oh, because of my children, or I've got this going on with my children. That has been removed. That has actually come away and wedding. So it's a commitment, a very strong commitment. We're going to get some more. We're going to go back to the ravens, get some more. So this could be the one. You already know this person. So this is something that you've manifested in. But the children upside down, it's like they were, or it was like, oh, you know, because of the children. And this is something that's come to light over the moon. Because of the children, I can't do this, I can't do that. There's a blockage there that has been shifted, and there's a change in thought patterns. Let's get some more on this. King of Cups. King of Cups is somebody who moves from his heart space. Everything he does is from his heart space. He's very in touch with his emotions, and he is in control of his emotions, which is why he's the king, which is why he's been crowned. If we're looking at this as an actual man, he doesn't share a lot, but he makes moves, and he observes rather than speaks. But he's very romantic, very poetic, very, like I say, in touch with his heart space, but he's mastered it. So he doesn't react, he responds, and he's sitting there on his crown. If we're looking at it energetically, it's mastery of the heart space in the divine masculine. With the Queen of Swords at the bottom. So the Queen of Swords is like boundaries. The Queen of Swords is, I'm not accepting anything other than the Nine of Cups. I may have spent 9 years on my own. I'm not settling. King of Cups. Interesting. Queen of Swords. She's got her sword over her heart. She's like, you're not coming in unless you're matching my frequency. Unless you are my Nine of Cups, you are not coming in. She's at the bottom of the deck and the Tower was under that. But there was this, possibly from the King of Cups, saying, you know, it's definitely either a past life or a commitment, a very strong commitment here, worth waiting for underneath that. Let's get some more. Oh, King of Cups. King of Cups. Why the children upside down? Why the children upside down? And there she is again, the Queen of Swords. She has said, I've got really strong boundaries. I am not dropping that sword. You're not getting into my heart space unless you can fulfill. I've fulfilled. I've done the work to fulfill these Nine of Cups. So no one's getting in unless you're matching these Nine of Cups. But I did ask about the children. So I got the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups, the children might be upside down. Your love life is being affected by children upside down because maybe some inner child work has been done and it's been released. So if it wasn't a blockage in like actual, you know, there's children involved, some inner child work, especially with this Six of Cups, there's mirroring going on here. Something is being reflected back that is triggering or reminding us of something that happened in childhood. But if that's going alongside the children upside down, it could have been released, and that is why this could be the one. We've got the Empress. The Empress, she doesn't chase, she creates. She's sitting in abundance. Look at that massive heart. She is harvest. She is the magnificent manifestor, the divine feminine, pregnant with ideas, nurturing. You know, she calls it in. She doesn't chase, she creates. She sits on her throne. So yeah, again, she would have had to have done a little bit of this mirroring, reflective work, and that could actually be going in the mirror and doing the affirmations, whatever it took. There was like this reflective back of a feeling or situation from childhood. Six of Cups. And then we've got the Knight of Cups, and there's all these moons. So the Knight of Cups is an offering coming in. Look at him. He's like, I've got a cup. Would you like it? It's an invitation. It's somebody who's actually done the work, done some work, and he's coming in with news, and he's done some work, and he's got a full cup to offer. Doesn't necessarily mean that we have to accept it, but could it be one of those 9 of Cups? The Empress wouldn't, it's not really a match for the Empress, the Knight of Cups, but it is an invitation, an offer. And we could have done that in ourselves as well. And then we have, what is this? What is this? The King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is the foundation, the person who has done all the work and is very grounded, very trustworthy, does what he says on the tin, father figure, grandfather figure. He has kingdoms, he makes sure that everyone around him is looked after. So we could have done this work on the inside for the solid foundation that we need to call this manifestation in. King of Pentacles. And I'm trying to work out which one this is. I think it is the moon. I'm sure it's the moon. These are all new. So yeah. That I've got the feeling of the moon. There was a tower. Something had to break down. Something had to break down to break through. And I think that children thing upside down with the Six of Cups is literally this breaking down of, or letting go of, childhood trauma or something that was buried. Something that was buried came to light for us to process, to bring up to the surface, to clear out, in order to have these, the tower is definitely a destruction of the old. These foundations, these beliefs, self-beliefs, we're not good enough, you're too loud, you're too this, you're too that. You need to be married, settle down, have children, car, house. These are all fabricated, limited beliefs about what relationships should look like. Definitely under the moon. So I'm now going to go to the guardian angels and see if we can get some more on this. So I hope this is making sense. I sometimes have to go and read it back myself, because sometimes it doesn't make sense to me either. But yeah, the Empress, the King of Swords, childhood healing, reflecting back, doing the inner work, the Knight of Cups and offering. And I'm going to check that, whether that was really quick. A win-win solution. So that fell out on the Empress and the Six of Cups. There's strength in diversity. By blending the idea of other people with your own, you can come up with solutions that are magnificent. So this could have something to do with children. Start by focusing on the aspects that everyone agrees upon, and then open your mind to compromise and working together. Stay balanced and seek out a moderate approach. So the balancedness would be the King of Cups and the Queen of Swords and the Empress, all of those energies working together to decide what is going to work best for us. There's two guys sat on a wall there. I don't know if you can see them, but a win-win situation. So there has been some like compromises going on and some releasing, you know, like are we going to let the children or our childhood traumas get in the way of what could be something beautiful here? Ace of Thoughts. This cherub has arrived to congratulate you for your brilliant idea, which is truly inspired. It's important to communicate clearly and thoroughly with others who are involved in the implementation of your idea. Don't be dismayed by little challenges along the way, and that's what these steps are. They're just little challenges that we need to overcome. These are merely course corrections. That's what the Tower is, a course correction. Rejection is redirection. Let's see if we can give me something on this King of Cups and the children upside down. Seeing clearly. It's time to view things from a different perspective. So yeah, you have the blessed gift to see past the current situation and envision amazing possibilities. Don't worry, the pause in momentum while you rethink your plans won't last. Embrace your uniqueness and allow it to serve you. And there's a dog balancing on his head. So it's a little bit like the Hangman. It's like releasing control or releasing the idea of what we thought things would look like. And just being open to, let's see what else came out with it. Review and contemplation. You've accomplished a great deal in your life. You have much to be proud of. Now's the time to decide what's next. As you contemplate the past and the present, so that is integrating, you'll get clear on your divine life purpose. Don't be distracted by conventional thinking. So again, it's this conventional thinking of what marriage looks like, because that, I do believe, is kind of a program that was put in place, and people stayed together for the sake of the children, you know, even if it was toxic and unhealthy. Definitely this is where a lot of our you know, traumas that we're clearing out and ancestral patterns have come from these marriages that not only have our parents, grandparents, generations had, but also in our past lives as well. We've been married for the wrong reasons, and we've signed contracts for the wrong reasons. Seven of Abundance. Have patience. Sometimes dreams grow slowly. Don't worry, the hard work that you've invested will bring about a bountiful harvest. This is the Empress energy sitting in her harvest energy. It's time to prepare, because things will soon move forward quickly Use this time to rest and plan. So seeing clearly. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I'm going to go to the Psychic Tarot and see if we can get some more on this, but I do feel like there has been some mirroring going on somewhere that's mirror work, that is attracting or having situations come up in your field that are triggering or reminding you of childhood situations, and then doing the work. King of Cups, Knight of Cups. Right, give me some more on this Nine of Cups. Wish fulfillment, seeing clearly, review and contemplation. It's a win-win situation because Queen of Swords said no. And before the Nine of Cups was the Eight of Cups. But the children upside down is either the thought, the situation of children being an issue or a problem, or it, you know, has been overcome, or there's some childhood trauma that has been overcome underneath that moon. Taking steps forward to enlightenment. So yeah, Nine of Cups. Give me something on this Nine of Cups. That came out, so prosperity begins. So there's a little bit of a delay, and it did say review and contemplation. So that came up upside down. Prosperity begins. I mean, I don't normally do reversed, but with the children, yeah, it is almost like there's a little bit of a delay, but they've both got their hands on this tree. They've both planted this seed and it started to grow. And that is where the review and, you know, communicate clearly what it is that you want. Communicate your Nine of Cups. Communication is key. And because it came upside down, it's like it's the seeds in the ground. But there needs to be this, you know, connection of communicating. There's a little bit, I'll only see that as a little bit of a wait, a little bit of a pause, like it said, you know, don't rush, there's no rush here. Make it very clear. The Queen of Swords does make it very clear where her boundaries lie. This is what I want. I'm not settling for anything less. And I'm happy to cut ties with anything that no longer serves me, inwardly, outwardly. So, a little bit more. So overcoming that childhood, they could even just be like, yeah, we you know, we were all brought up with all these films about, you know, happy ever afters, and I'm not saying there's no such thing as happy ever afters, but the reality of it is, you know, it takes a lot of compromise and a lot of communication and a lot of integrating work. And, you know, the kind of relationships that we grew up with probably aren't going to be sustainable in this new frequency that we're moving into. Like long distance, age gaps, things like that aren't going to be as, you know, we are limitless, and we're moving into this, you know, era of telepathy, of dreams, you know, where we don't need to be on the phone, or the distance isn't an issue. If the connection's there, the connection's there. Right, give me a little bit more now. Stop waffling. King of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. This is somebody who's done the groundwork, very stable. Ooh. Trapped in fear. So that could be, this fell out on Prosperity Begins. Somebody who has cleared their fears. Now it's an 8. So 8 is like the infinity sign. And a lot of, like I say, previously, weddings, a lot of people stayed in this energy because of children, because of fear of the unknown, because of not wanting to be on their own. And it's blue as well, so it says to me, communicate what it is, what these fears are. With the Six of Cups and the children upside down, it could be there was a fear of commitment, you know, trust issues from childhood, trapped in fear. Give me something else. Maybe that's something that came up over the moon. Some anxieties, some fears of being alone. But 8, trapped in fear, reminds me of the 8 of, it's a limiting belief. Limiting belief systems. We're stuck, or we can't do this, I can't do that, I can't leave, I've got a house, I've got kids, I've got a mortgage. You know, these are all limiting beliefs. We're not trees, we've got legs, we can move. Harmony. So moving from trapped in fear to harmony. And then there's this, see how they've got their hands together? It fell out on the children as well. But the harmony is like, it could be inwardly. The divine masculine and the divine feminine in a child in harmony with each other will then create this sense of harmony on the outside. So it's gone from, let's release our fears of being trapped into a state of harmony. I'm going to get some more on that, because that is a 6, and that is balance. That's divine masculine, divine feminine, either on the inside or on the outside, in harmony, in balance with each other, communicating, looking into each other's eyes. And at the bottom we've got financial and material changes, which is a 5. I love the way that this hand is in all these different colours, but this purple here is mind space, it's third eye space, and it's on the ring finger. So there's definitely a change that is or has occurred in order for us to get into this harmony within, doing the shadow work, Queen of Swords, not accepting anything, moving into the Empress energy, win-win situation. But 5s are definitely change. So it could have been a change on the outside or a change in thought patterns. Moving from being trapped in fear to harmony. But it took a tower. It took a tower moment. The tower had to come in for whatever reason. And what's at the bottom there? So yeah, this wedding, this union, whatever you want to call it, might not look as traditional as the old ways. Worth waiting for. Okay, so I'm going to ask the Angel Tarot cards to give me something on this. This resonates, please let me know. We've got this number 7. the Chariot. So this is integrating the dark and the light and moving forward, making a decision. It is alchemy of our childhood traumas, looking in the reflection or whatever's around us and seeing where can I do the work that's needed to move from being trapped in fear into harmony. What is stopping me? An important achievement, self-discipline and willpower, public recognition, archangel metronome. But as you can see, yeah, it's the light and the dark integrating, moving forward. And then we have the wheel. So 10, there is a completion cycle. And that normally happens around the full moon as well. Like from the new moon to the full moon. Now this, I think, is an ongoing process leading up and to that enlightenment at the end. And that, what is my Nine of Cups? What does my Nine of Cups look like? A time of prosperity and change. A situation suddenly moves forward. Fortune is on your side. So he's got all the elements around him, and it is the closing of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. 10 of Cups, water underneath. So that's jumped from the Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment, manifesting what it is that we want, Queen of Swords, not accepting anything in which isn't in alignment with our heart space, and a no is a no. She don't fuck around. That closes out a cycle, doing the work, moving from being trapped in fear into harmony, being able to see clearly and taking time out to go, what is it that I actually want? What are we going to close with? I normally close with something. Let's just get one more of these. Well, I think maybe the wheel, a turn. Something is about to turn. This could be the one. And this is somebody, whether you've done it yourself or they've done it, but they've done some work in the 3D on in the material realm. This person does what he says on the tin. And it's a match. But it took some inner work. Took some inner work and a tower moment. Moving out of that trapped in fear. 8 is like the 8 of Swords, and that can just be limiting beliefs. Balance with the Empress at the bottom. So balance, the need to balance and moderation, cooperation and compromise. Wait for the perfect timing. So that's why that is upside down, because there's a little wait. And like I say, the children upside down is either talking about how are we going to work around children, or if there's children involved, or doing inner child work. But balance, the need for balance. Beautiful. And look at that enlightenment around him as well. And then bottom of the deck, we've got the Empress. Lavish abundance. Give birth to your dreams and nurture yourself and others. So the Empress takes care of herself. She makes sure, you know, her 9 of Cups are filled. I have 9 cups and I fill them with all my things that activate my heart. And the Empress doesn't chase. She creates, she manifests. This is a wish fulfillment and a manifestation coming in. 8 of Water underneath. A desire to move on. The search for something more meaningful. That's what it is. It's like something shifted in that moon. The search for something more meaningful, spiritual and emotional growth. That's from the Eight of Cups. I'm going to Eight of Cups, what no longer serves me, so I can move into this manifestation of my Nine of Cups. I love you lot.